Everybody, Charlie here from Raptoreum, back up on the mountain on what you can see is a beautiful day. Just about ready to snow on me here. So up here to do a little bit of shooting, relaxing, talk about Raptoreum. Just a little bit why it was started, kind of, the vision or the driving force behind it. It was started originally to address problems that I saw on the Ravencoin network with their assets. I was one of the original kind of heavy supporters of Ravencoin, and I loved what they were doing. I thought it was revolutionary the way they were doing it. Great, but I saw a big problem with trust being required to transfer assets or non-fungible tokens. So, I put it to the developers, and why not smart contracts? Why not bring in smart contracts? So these non-fungible tokens can be transferred trustlessly on the blockchain. And I was met basically by a brick wall. I didn't want to hear anything about it. I was kind of ignored on it. And for me, it was a big problem. And, I only banged my head on a brick wall a few times because, well, it hurts. So I banged my head a few times and I went with Raptoreum. And so that was the original reason why it started. Started as a Ravencoin code fork. We had problems with the code, some exploits, bad code, etc. Happened a few times, enough to make us decide to move away from it, and we forked Dash code base after a bunch of research, and that turned out to be really the best move. So that's why it all started, and then from there it kind of snowballed into how can we make it decentralized for the miners? Allow anybody anywhere kind of to partake and participate and support the network. And that's where Ghostwriter came in. Main thing being to keep FPGA and ASICs off the network, because as soon as they hop on the network, your decentralization is cut way down. The entry cost is high. The knowledge needed is, for FPGA anyways, is high. You need to deal with the bit streams. It's expensive for the hardware. So that's why Ghostwriter was developed, and that has been doing its job. We have tens of thousands of miners all over the world mining with their CPUs. That's been great. So after that, I mean, the whole thing about Raptoreum, as far as I see it, is, bringing in features that we think the community and the end users will want, but doing it in a way that is safe and easy to use. The major barrier for crypto is ease of use. And that's why we're doing smart contracts the way that we're doing them, with common code that most developers, they know. So we want to keep it accessible, easy to use for anybody, anywhere, anytime, that like I said, that's a major barrier for crypto. So but we also want to make sure that people can have some confidence in the projects. It's secure. We inherited chain locks from Dash, which makes Raptoreum at this time immune to 51% double spend attack. They've been pretty high profile the last few years, some of these attacks, especially on like Ethereum Classic. A lot of people losing money because of these attacks, and we wanted to make sure that people were, using Raptoreum, were protected from that. Some confidence that, if you're going to develop or build on Raptoreum, that you're protected from something like that, from a double spend attack. And that becomes even more important when you're dealing with not just native coins, but non-fungible tokens, assets. So that's very important. So yeah, I mean, going forward, Raptoreum, the vision is solving problems through innovation, problems we see on other projects, and we come up with different ways, hopefully innovative, better ways to solve those, and bettering as we can blockchain as a whole. I mean, we come up with these different ideas how to solve things. And I mean, the code that we are putting on our GitHub is open source, and we welcome anybody to use it. If we solve a problem and other blockchain projects can benefit from that, can take that code and say, hey, wow, that solves a problem that we have. That's awesome. That's one of the big reasons that we're innovating the way that we do. We're not just trying to make Raptoreum, better. We're trying to contribute and help blockchain as a whole get better and get accepted mainstream. We're developing the blockchain itself, smart contracts, assets, futures, which is coming very soon, by the way, or should I say soon. But we're not stopping there. I mean, we're also going to develop a web-based marketplace, which will be open source that anybody can use, where anybody can set up a marketplace and bring people in, allow them to sell items and attach non-fungible tokens to those items, which is very cool because I mean that serves as like a digital proof of authenticity and ownership, and it also adds traceability to that project. I mean, that token within the marketplace, it follows the item, so you can trace it, you can see where it goes, from person to person. Each person gets that token and they can prove that they are the owner that is authentic. So I mean, what we were doing with Raptoreum goes beyond the blockchain, and I even plan on opening, I hope, a game server at some point that will have RTM integration with assets, smart contracts, the whole deal. I mean, we want to bring it to the masses. We want everybody to be able to use not just Raptoreum. I mean, blockchain as a whole is still in its infancy. It's very young. We're just starting to see what it can do, where it can take us. It's very exciting. I'm never going to compare Raptoreum to another project and say Raptoreum is better. There's room for everybody. I don't see why it needs to be a contest. Raptoreum, we do what we do. We develop, we share, we help other projects if we can, through our contributions, our code, our innovation. Anybody's welcome to use it. We're looking to further blockchain and to help it be adopted and make it easier for the end user, your average Joe, anywhere in the world, to utilize the benefits that the blockchain brings. So, I mean, if what we do on Raptoreum helps another project and they get huge adoption, by all means, I'm happy for that. I'm not jealous. I'm not in a competition. It's a kind of something I'm seeing more and more is people on social media and stuff saying, well, your community said Raptoreum's better than this project. And I mean, our community's our community. They're awesome. They kick ass. They're very enthusiastic, no doubt. But I mean, speaking for myself as a co-founder of Raptoreum, I don't believe Raptoreum is better than any other project. I want to help other projects. I don't want to compete with them. There's room for everybody. So that's kind of what Raptoreum's about. We're looking to further, in a nutshell, the vision, looking to further blockchain and crypto as a whole and make it easier for the end user to get into it, to make mass adoption easier. We want to push that forward. The technology is awesome and it's constantly evolving. So for me, that's what it's all about. I'm not in a competition. I'm not jealous of another project, anything like that. So anyways, as usual, I'm talking and I'm not shooting. So if I can see through the fog down there. I put some targets pretty far down, so let's see. Targets are Budweiser cans, by the way. I'm not sure if you heard that ricochet. That was pretty good. I got one left. Yeah, that's it. So anyways, that's kind of a brief, you know, why Raptoreum was started, kind of the view we have behind it, and where we're going. I mean, we're not going anywhere. You know, we're here for the long run. We're developing for the future, and trying to bring as much as we can blockchain to the masses and push that knowledge and recognition and all that of the technology forward. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have a great weekend. Thank you.